Before I bought the Xpulse 210, I spent a lot of time riding almost every sub 5 lakh rupee bike in India that claims to handle rough roads or off-roads really well. That included the Himalayan 450, KTM 390 Adventure, 390 Enduro, Kawasaki KLX230, the older Xpulse 200 4V, and more recently, many of you have also asked about the RTX 300. In the end, I did choose the Xpulse 210, but this video isn't about its pros and cons. This is all about everything else I rode and what I learned from those bikes and why, for my use case, they didn't quite fit. Let's start with the Xpulse 200 4V. This was a bike that I had considered multiple times over the years, even before the 210 was announced. It's affordable, easy to maintain, and on paper, it makes a lot of sense. But every time I rode it, the same thing held me back. The engine. It felt gruff and underpowered, almost like my old RTR 180 from years ago. As a modern bike, I wanted something smoother and more refined. Even in the city, it felt breathless, and highways were out of question. And despite being lighter than my 390 Duke, the handling never felt confidence-inspiring. So, as much as I wanted to like it, the 200 4V didn't feel like a step forward for me personally. Then came the Kawasaki KLX230. Off-road, this thing almost rides itself. It's light, predictable, and ridiculously confidence-inspiring on trails. And now, with the price dropping from around 4 lakhs to close to 2 lakhs, it's actually a fantastic value for what it offers. But even at the new price, it still didn't fit my use case. Highway performance is limited, the fuel tank is tiny, ABS is only single channel, and the speedo console feels very basic. There isn't even a tachometer. Everything about it feels like it's built around one clear USB. Off-road. I wanted a 2-bike garage, yes, but this felt like a bike that goes too far into extreme off-road territory to justify it for me. This is an incredible off-road tool. Still, it's not the right second bike for me. The Himalayan 450 was probably the hardest one to eliminate. The seat comfort is excellent, and even though the seat height is slightly taller on paper than my Duke, it feels lower in the real world. That slim mid-section really helps. Don't get me wrong, it's not actually easier to manage than Duke, it just disguises its size really well compared to what it looks like visually. Where it fell short for me was the engine character and feature set. No quick shifter, no cruise control, and on a bike clearly meant for long distance touring, these features would have been epic. Also, off-road, it might be too top-heavy on technical sections for a short guy like me. It's a very well thought out motorcycle, but the overall package never quite clicked with me the way I expected. I had the highest expectations from 390 Adventure, but once I rode it, I realized something important. On the road, it felt lazier than my Duke. Significant delta than what I had previously imagined. Not worse, just different. And that meant I couldn't get myself to sell the Duke. At that point, spending over 4 lakhs on a second KTM bike in the garage without replacing the first just didn't make sense to me. There were also some very real everyday issues for me. The tall windscreen completely blocks airflow at city speeds, making it noticeably warmer. And the height of the rally-style tower affects close-range road visibility, especially in traffic or broken patches. The Enduro fixes that without the rally-style front tower, but then you lose cruise control, traction control, tubeless tires, and even a fuel gauge. And the seat height goes up even further. Phenomenally capable bikes these two, but they didn't align with what I actually needed. This is where the bikes like RTX 300, V-Storm 250, KTM 250 Adventure, and the 390 Adventure X come in. They approach adventure riding from a completely different direction. With a 19-inch front wheel, the focus shifts towards touring comfort, road manners, and long-distance ease while still being capable on bad roads and trails. A 21-inch front wheel, on the other hand, prioritizes stability and forgiveness when the surface really falls apart. It rolls over obstacles better and is easier to manage if you're not a hardcore experienced off-road rider. Since I already have a Duke 390 for road-focused touring and riding, I didn't need another bike leaning in that direction. So even if something like the RTX 300 had existed when I was buying, my decision would have still stayed the same. Xpulse 210 would have still made more sense over RTX 300 for me personally. Having said that, the bikes in this segment could be really awesome for you. They could be epic one-bike garages. The bikes like RTX 300 give phenomenal value package. They give so many features at comparatively lesser price. They make V-Storm 250 and KTM 250 Adventure look significantly worse. And the 390 Adventure X? Again, that's phenomenal value, great 390 platform power, and a really solid bike overall. And that's how, through simple process of elimination, I landed on the Xpulse 210. Not because the other bikes were bad, but because this one fit my riding needs the best with the least amount of compromises. If you want to know what it's actually like living with it, the good, the bad, and the surprises, I've made a detailed long-term ownership review video. You will find that linked below. As always, I'd love to hear your thoughts and your own bike journeys in the comments. Ride safe, ride often, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.